L'honorable député de Saanich Gulf Island.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. C'est un grand honneur pour moi de prendre la parole.
It's a great honor for me to rise this afternoon to add my words to the extraordinary words of our colleague, the Dean of this House.
I think the strong words and memories shared from the Honourable Member from Beausejour. And particularly, I think I was moved by the Honourable Member from Oshawa for expressing so clearly that sense of what politics used to be like. At yesterday's state funeral, Brian Topp, in his address, referred to Ed Broadbent's time in politics as being a place where he continually displayed that you could disagree without being disagreeable. I had the honor to know Ed Broadbent before I got into politics. I didn't even join a political party till 2006, but I was kind of noisy from my role as an environmental activist. And quite often, I can remember times that Ed Broadbent and I got along fabulously well. Once I entered politics, we had the occasional moment where we disagreed. Famously, though, I never did get to debate Ed Broadbent in any leaders' debates, but in 1988, he actually referred to my resignation from the government of the day over a point of principle to rather make a point of the failures on some of the aspects of environmental policies. He put it to Brian Mulroney. I can tell you nothing quite alerts someone who's watching a long leaders debate like finding yourself mentioned by Ed Broadbent in the midst of the debate. I was deeply grateful then for his support for the stand I took. I'm grateful to this day. I reflected, first of all, I do want to say a thank you to the Prime Minister for the decision to have a state funeral. It isn't easily done. It's rare, but I think certainly the words from the Honourable Member from Burnaby South, we all appreciated the opportunity to share with Ed's family in expressing our deep sorrow at his loss and our gratitude for a life well lived. In the course of yesterday's funeral, I think it was Jonathan Sass, the co-writer of Ed's new book, who referred to Ed Broadbent's first speech in this place. I remember his last speech, and I went back and found it to see if I remembered it accurately. It was May 5th, 2005. And I recommend people who want to watch something wonderful. He was surrounded by so many other people I really love watching it on YouTube. There was Bill Blakey, there was Alexa McDonough, and Ed Broadbent's last speech shared some advice that I think is worth repeating for all of us who remain working in this place. What Ed Broadbent talked about on May 5th, 2005, and it's been mentioned already that he served in this place on behalf of, as the member for Oshawa from 1968 till 1990, but came back in 2004 as the Honourable Member for Ottawa Centre. In his speech, he reflected on how many people had asked him in that interregnum between leaving the House of Commons in 1990 only to return 14 years later in 2004, did he see a difference? And he reflected in that speech on the decline, this will sound familiar, Mr. Speaker, the decline in decorum, the increasingly partisan nature of debate. Quote, he said, "I note the decline in the civility of debate." He said, May 5th, 2005, "If I were a high school teacher, I would not want to bring my students here anymore." He said, "There's a difference between personal remarks based on animosity and vigorous debate." And he urged the members of Parliament there present, and I think those words should extend to us here right now, to restore to our politic a civilized tone. And in closing, he turned to the words of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights to say that they apply in this place. And he read these words that we must, as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights says, recognize the inherent dignity and the equal and unalienable rights of all members of the human family, and that recognition of inherent rights is the foundation of freedom and justice and peace in this world. So in honor of Ed Broadbent, in honor of his legacy, and for all those parliamentarians who've served in the House of Commons before us and those who will follow after us, let us try to listen to our better angels, as Premier of Manitoba, the Honourable Wab Kinew, said yesterday. Us listen to our better angels. Let the quality and the character of our debate be elevated as we recognize in each other our shared humanity, our common commitment to Canada, and that we agree on far more than those things on which we disagree, that we serve our God, our country, our community, and our planet by expressing ourselves grounded in mutual respect and recognition of our shared humanity. Thank you for your leadership, Ed Broadbent. May you rest in peace.